Welcome to Thought for the Week. Thanks for joining us. One day a wee girl knocked at a neighbour's door. A cat had climbed into a slender tree and couldn't get down. And the woman actually thought that was a good place for a cat, but she decided to do something to help the wee lassie. She decided the girl could get hold of the lower branches and bring them over while she tried to catch the cat. And the plan worked fine. The wee girl grabbed the lower branches, and there was a tree tipping over like a giraffe, bearing the tiny passenger in its branches, and it was almost within reach when the child lost grip. Whoosh! The tree slipped from the woman's hands, sprang up with such force that the cat was flung into space, catapulted, claws out, eyes wide, approaching a certain but unknown destiny. The wee girl was crushed, and the woman was full of guilt that she had lost the wee girl's cat. A few days later, however, she saw a neighbour with cat food in her trolley, and she knew that the woman didn't have a cat, so she said, have you got a cat now? And the woman said, well, you won't believe it, but we were sitting in the garden, and all of a sudden a cat landed at our feet, and my husband said to me, Maud, the Lord has sent us a cat. In some ways I identify with the cat at this time of the year. Sometimes you feel as if you're flung into space. Sometimes we may even look at the cat, claws out, eyes wide, gasping for breath, and trying to get our act together in the madness that is the run into Christmas. Come with me to take you to a boat that was sailing in the Mediterranean with thousands of soldiers and 500 German prisoners of war and some civilians as well. It was Christmas Eve, and everybody was homesick, anxious and frightened with the scare of the U-boats. But somebody came up with the idea of singing Christmas carols for the German prisoners, and so a small group made it to where the unsuspecting prisoners were held, and they decided to sing Silent Night. Within seconds, of course, the German soldiers sprang up, crowded beside the tiny windows to see and hear the choristers. Tears were streaming down their face, and at that moment, everybody on both sides realised that no matter the war, all people everywhere are one. Hope and love does that. It breaks down barriers. And there's something about Christmas that does bring warmth to our hearts, kindness to our lips, and even charity to our purses. Christmas was meant to change us. But we often miss its impact because we think of it as a kind of fairy tale, and we miss the fact that it's rooted in the real world. Just like the world into which Jesus was born, they were ruled by a man who was losing touch with reality. Israel was facing national instability, reduction in the standard of living. Terrorist groups were on the rise. It was anything but a land of tinsel and fairy lights. Actually, a bit like our world right now. But for me, Christmas still brings hope. Call me an optimist. But in the life and words of Jesus, I still find hope. And as someone once said, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness will never put it out. May God bless you at this time, and once again, thank you for joining us.